Hi guys, I'm Fishman2114, and today I wanted to give a top 10 video a shot. This is my top 10 list on freshwater community fish. Keep in mind this is just my personal list, and that in reality there's hundreds of different ways hobbyists keep fish, so naturally there'll be some disagreements. There will also be no snails or shrimp on this list, so just keep that in mind. With that out of the way, let's get right into the list. At number 10 on the list, we have the peacock gudgeon. The peacock gudgeon is my newest fish I've brought into my tanks, so in turn I don't have too much experience with these guys. What I do know though is that I really like them. They have amazing colors, are peaceful community fish, and don't need too much space as they only get a max of 3 inches. Be sure to give them lots of cover at the bottom of your tank, and you should have success with them. They're at the bottom of the list just because that I don't have too much experience with them. I have so much to learn with them. In time, they may raise higher on the list, but I need more time with them. At number 9, we have the pygmy cory. Pygmy cories are about as peaceful as a fish can get. They need to be kept in large schools of at least 6 individuals, and their tank needs plenty of cover, similar to the peacock gudgeon. The only thing that really holds them back is their small size. They will get eaten by a lot of larger fish, so I wouldn't really recommend keeping them with larger angelfish or gouramis for that reason. They also need micro pellet food because of their tiny mouths, but they overall are great. Just keep these things in mind when adding them to your community tank, and you should have success with them. In our 8th spot, we have mollies, swordtails, and platies. As I mentioned way back in my aquarium fish tier list, I grouped these fish together simply because of how similar they are in both personality and care requirements. They are all a super beginner-friendly fish, and it's actually what I personally started with. They come in all sorts of colors, shapes, and sizes, and relatively have a peaceful temperament. They can be kept by themselves, with others of their own species, and other different kinds of fish. Really whatever you want to do with them. Because of their friendliness and overall ease of care, I have these guys in the number 8 spot. Just keep them with other peaceful fish in a minimum of 20 gallons and you're all set. At number 7, we have the betta fish. What's there really to say about the betta fish? They're common, beautiful, and in fact can be kept with other fish. Regarding this though, keep in mind males typically are more aggressive, so maybe if you plan on adding a betta as your centerpiece fish, get a female. Bettas can be kept in really small tanks, which is one of the reasons that they're so popular. However, it really isn't ideal. In my opinion, a 10-gallon is perfect for these guys. I'd recommend keeping them with tiny, fast-moving fish that won't nip at their long flowing fins and will generally be too fast for the bettas to really hurt or bully. Just whatever you do, don't mix male bettas with other males or gouramis unless you have a huge tank. Otherwise, you're going to run into disaster. In 6th place, we have cherry barbs. Cherry barbs are, in my eyes, the best species of barbs out there. They have a beautiful red or gold coloration, depending on the sex, don't nip at the fins of other fish like many species of barbs, and can live comfortably within community tanks. They do, however, need to be in a group of 6 or more, like many species of fish, and a general rule of thumb is to keep 2 females for every male cherry barb. They aren't difficult to keep, will eat whatever you put in the tank, and will get along with other fish. I would keep them in at least a 20-gallon long, but the larger the better. At number 5, we have the coolie loach. Coolies are the quintessential oddball fish of the aquarium hobby. As you can see, these guys do not have the typical body of your average fish. They look more like snakes or eels than a fish. In any regards, these guys are super friendly. I often compare them directly to cories just because of their bottom-feeding friendly nature. They can be very shy if they don't feel comfortable, so be sure to give them plenty of hiding spaces and give them a small group. The more safe they feel, the more they will come out. I'd say a 10-gallon minimum for these guys. In general, they're going to stay at the bottom of your tank, so be sure to give them bottom feeder pellets. They do also like their veggies, so feel free to treat them every once in a while. At our number 4 spot, we have neon tetras. I won't say too much about these guys because I do have a video on them. However, it is a bit old. But in short, these guys are one of the most common fish out there. They need to be kept in schools of at least 6, but preferably 8 or more, and are beginner friendly. I really just enjoy that they don't nip at other fish, and I absolutely love their colors. They could be higher on the list, but sometimes these fish are kept poorly, so they don't end up thriving in your tank because of that. So I wouldn't call them a hardy fish. They are great overall and deserve the number 4 spot. In third, we have gouramis. I'm just lumping together most regular dwarf gouramis here because in my eyes they make the perfect centerpiece fish. There's about a gourami for every size tank out there, from the tiny sparkling gourami, which would be an excellent nano fish centerpiece, to an opaline gourami for 30 gallons or upwards. I personally would not recommend having more than one in a community tank, but if you had something like a 55 or larger gallon tank, you could most likely get away with it. Just be sure these guys have their space and everything will be good in your tank. I just love gouramis in general, so I'm putting them in third place. In second, we have Harlequin rasporas. I absolutely love this fish. They are beautiful mid-water species to add some movement to any tank, 20 gallons or up. They don't chase other species of fish. However, in some cases, they will flare and show dominance to other harlequins. They aren't picky eaters, as in fact, they often are more piggy eaters. Be sure that other species of fish in your tank are also fast eaters who are simply getting access to food. Other than that, they're pretty much perfect, and if you have a school or 6 or more of them, you should be perfect. Finally, in first place, who else would it be other than cories? Just a quick side note, I didn't count the pygmies here just because I feel that they're too small and fragile to be lumped with the other cory species. No matter what kind of cory you're getting, however, they are hands down the most peaceful fish you can get. They are strictly bottom feeders, so you won't see them high up in the tank. Be sure to give them bottom feeder pellets and you'll be set. There are so many species out there that you can get any color you want. As mentioned, they won't hurt a fly, and in general, they are just really beginner-friendly fish that you just can't go wrong with. Research whatever species of cory you're planning on getting before you buy it, because cories vary wildly in sizes. So that's my top 10 freshwater aquarium list. What do you guys think? Are cories really the best out there? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.